Hey everybody, Amanda Galhouse here with Girls Layout Ultimate. Today I'll be taking you through pivoting and faking and telling you why you want to use those in your game. Let's get started. So first, we're going to review what exactly is pivoting and what exactly is faking. So pivoting, like we talked a little bit about in our terms video, so check that out. But for a quick recap, pivoting is when you are using your pivot foot, which is opposite of your throwing hand. So if I'm throwing right-handed, my pivot foot is my left. That is the foot that I can't lift up as I move around to fake. Now, you want to pivot because you're going to have a defender here, and if they know what they're doing, you're not going to be able to just stand here and throw. So you're going to need to move around in order to get yourself in a position where you can get a throw. Now, what is faking? Faking has two purposes, but essentially it's when you pretend to throw any component of a throw to get your defender to move. That's the primary reason. You want them to move out of the space where you're trying to attack. Now, when you're actually faking, we'll go through kind of how to do that, but there is a second reason you might fake. You can also use fakes to communicate with the other offensive players on your team as to what you are looking for and what space you are looking to attack as a thrower. So next, we'll get into how to actually fake. Now I'll be taking you through a few examples of fakes that you can throw. Remember that any fake you throw has to look like an actual part of your throw. One of your options is a shoulder fake. So if I have my defender, my mark, Rachel, my lovely assistant, I can throw a shoulder fake to try to move her. So what that looks like is if I have the disc here, I can use my shoulders to shift her body because she thinks I'm going to throw here. But I don't move my feet, I only use my torso, and it looks like this. Your second faking option is a small step out. So this is where you're actually adding in movement of your feet to your fake, and you're not making kind of a huge lunging step here. It is just a small step and then coming back around to the side you want to throw. So it's going to be very small, keeping your balance and your alignment to make sure that you can throw a quality throw. A small step and then coming back to throw. Your third option for a fake is to complete a fake after a big motion and with a big step. So the one we'll demonstrate today is if you receive the disc on a quick upline cut, meaning that you kind of cut diagonally in front of the previous thrower, receive the disc, and then make a big step fake. Now you want to stay balanced here so that you push off and come around. But you're essentially faking that big throw and then looking for a quick around at whatever distance you like. There are a few key things you need to remember to fake effectively. The first is it has to be believable. Your fake has to look like an actual part of your throw. I'm going to show you some good examples and I'm going to show you some bad examples. Another thing you want to remember is to vary the speed and timing of your fakes. If you always fake the same way at the same speed, your defender is going to start to adjust to that. So you need to make sure that you're really mixing up where you're faking, when you're faking. You can also add in height differences to that to increase the variability. Just make sure that anything you choose to do, you can keep your body under control so you can actually throw a quality throw at the end of it. Players make two common mistakes when they're approaching how to fake. One is actually just forgetting to fake in a game. One thing you can do, there's several drills, you can grab a couple buddies with your mask to practice, is just standing with a mark and practicing different combinations of faking so that it's muscle memory once you get in a game. Also, if you're actually in a game, you can have one of your friends on the sideline tell you when you're forgetting to fake and remind you to make that motion. Even if it's just starting out with the same one, make sure you just get used to moving your defender so that you can start throwing in more variability and make sure you're actually faking. The second mistake some players make when they're faking is getting off balance when they're throwing their fakes. So you'll see some people will step out too far where they're not keeping good alignment with their hips and their knees over their ankles. And what happens if you're off balance and you step off too far, so I'll try to do an example, is I can no longer really get a good throw off. I might get lucky, but the repetition of this movement is going to put me at risk for injury. But it's also, if I stepped out this far, I've really limited the muscle recruitment patterns that I can use to get back over here if I need to. So I'm putting a lot more strain on my body for no reason. Another thing you see a lot, kind of getting into the balance and alignment conversation, is when players, you'll see a lot of even high-level players kind of have their front foot pointing straight or even back towards where they came from. This is throwing your hips, your knees, and your ankles out of alignment. So now you're putting a weird kind of twisting strain on your body. You're leaning forward. My leg is tired just doing this, so I'm gonna stop. So you're really putting yourself at risk of A, throwing a really bad throw out of that position, and B, putting a lot of unnecessary strain on your body. So try to stay with good alignment, with good posture, where your knee is not going over further, it's not too far back. You're staying here so that you can use the muscles you need to get back over quickly, and making sure you're not overextending and you're not getting out of alignment. Well, that's it for our faking video today. I hope you found it helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. We're on Facebook and Instagram. You can also find our email on there, and make sure you like and subscribe for more videos. See you next time.